fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Monday the 20th of October 2025. I hope you are keeping well, prepared and ready for the week ahead, fortified for work if you have to work. And I don't, for at least for a while anyway. Have at least a week clear with absolutely nothing to do. I've got a few things to do, maybe coming after, but bits and bobs. Now, where was I before I was so rudely interrupted by work for the last couple of months? Oh yeah, how do I play Sudoku? That's the question we should ask, because it's Monday and it's the Guardian, and that means it's the easy level game, which is a beginner level game. So hopefully if you're new to Sudoku, here you are saying hello and trying to find out how to play a game of Sudoku. I'm going to say it a couple of times because the Google algorithm, the YouTube algorithm is picked up by Google, the parent company, and works in search. So if I say, how do I play Sudoku several times, there's a chance I might get one or two new people to the channel. Hopefully, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'll explain very briefly what this channel is about, why it has such a crazy name. Because I don't just play Sudoku. I have some comments before I begin playing. Try to be logical about global events, things that are in the news, and this is a channel where we believe all human beings have equal value and are worthy of life, not based on the color of their skin or the amount of money in their pocket. That's my philosophy. And so I usually chat about things that you might not want me to chat about, but that's the way the game goes. And if you hate my political comments or whatever, you can always fast forward. It's very easy. You have the technology and the ability to do that, and that's more power to you. So I shall be getting on with the game of Sudoku. This is the beginner level Sudoku puzzle that features every Monday. Haven't played it for the last few months because I've been busy, and I shall get on with it in a moment. Should I say something about something in the news that I just saw? Yes, often they refer to Guardian articles that you can read, and I just noticed that according to the Guardian, support for Reform UK in the UK, of course, amongst British Indians has risen quite dramatically to 13%. And I will say, please don't be dumb. Please don't be that dumb. If you're a British Indian, please do not be that dumb. Don't follow the idiocy of blacks for Trump or Latinos for Trump, who are now finding out as they get picked up and thrown into jails for no good reason except based on the color of their skin. Don't vote for racists. Don't elect these people who want racism and bigotry to be the main aspect of life. Don't do it, please. Right, that's my call for sanity there. Now let's call for logic here. Now, logic, it's a game of logic. It's the game of Sudoku. It is not a guessing game. It's not a maths game. You don't have to know how to do maths at all. You just need to be able to work out things logically. Now, how does it work? We've got 9 squares in every row across, and we've got 9 squares in every column down, and we've got 9 squares which are outlined in each of these blocks, like this, that you can see outlined in heavy black line here. And all we do is stick numbers 1 to 9 in each. Now, the point is that because there are only 9, we use the digits 1 through 9, as they say in America. There's only enough space that the number cannot be repeated because there are only 9 squares. So each number can appear once in its block, in its column, and in its row. And this is how we solve the puzzle. We understand that the game has only 9 possibilities in each sector. So house, actually that's called. I've forgotten. It's been a long time since I played Sudoku. So how do I explain how to solve the puzzle to you? Right. Well, I often say blocking along. So I say this 2 blocks along here. You'll hear me say that in my videos. And what do I mean by that? I mean that 2 disallows any of these blue squares from becoming a 2, because we already have a 2 in this row. So 2 can't be in these 3 squares over here, right? Do you see that? 2 blocking across here. Now we've also got a 2 in this column, and that means that nothing down here can be a 2. And of course we can't, this goes in either direction, right, like this. So this 2 here stops any of these 3 squares here from becoming a 2, and this 2 here stops these 3 squares from becoming a 2. And guess what? We have numbers in these squares already. By the way, squares can also be called cells. That's C-E-L-L, not S-E-L-L. And there's only one empty cell left. And so we know that the 2 must go in this square here because it can't go anywhere else. There's nowhere else where it's allowed to be. It is prohibited by Sudoku law from appearing in any other square. And that's how we know where it goes. And all we need to do is work our way around the board and doing something similar, and we will come up with the answer. It's a bit more complicated than that, I suppose, at some point, but we'll get that. We'll get to that if and when we need to. So I always try to show you, if it's a Monday, I always try to show you the most basic ways of playing the game, and try not to overcomplicate anything, because we should have some absolute beginners here. I'm hoping that we do. And I don't know what to do next, because oh, by the way, am I a Sudoku expert? I don't call myself a Sudoku expert. Can I solve any of the expert games in the newspapers? Yes, eventually, using logic, never guessing. But that's my only claim to fame. I can solve all of the newspaper games, but that's about it. Apart from that, I don't claim to be much of a Sudoku expert. And right at the moment, I don't claim to be a Sudoku beginner, I think, right now. I don't know what's going on. I can't see the next move. Why can I not see you? Come on, where are you? I'm looking, let me explain what I'm doing. I'm looking around the board. The thing that I just did, looking like this and like this, I'm trying to do that for each of the digits, and I'm not coming up very well. So since I'm playing on the computer, I shall click on the digits like this, because that might help a little bit, give me a clearer view of what's going on. So I'm following ones. So for example, I know that ones have to be in one of these 2 squares here. I see the 1 blocking across, the 1 blocking up, and the 1 blocking across here. So my eye has already noticed that we need a digit 1 either here or there, but I can't say which it's in just yet. I only know that it goes in one of those 2 squares. Actually, if I was playing a more advanced game, I would be able to do something else, but I don't know that I should show you. Should I show you that? Look, I have 3 blocking down here, and I have 3 blocking across here, and 3 blocking across there. So I actually have a pair of 1 and 3 in those squares. Now, if I was playing a more advanced level game, I might try to see how that affects things. In fact, shall I do that now? All right, okay. Even though you're a beginner, and I haven't got into the basics of it yet, do you understand that this has to be 1 or 3? We have 1 blocking across here, 1 across here, 1 up there. Forget that, we don't need that. So we have 1 in these 2 squares. We have 3 blocking across here, 3 blocking across here, 3 there. So these 2 squares must be, we know that 1 is in one of these 2 squares, and we know that 3 is in one of these 2 squares, and that means that no other digit can be there, because there are only 2 empty squares, and we have 2 numbers that must go into 2 squares, right? So this has to be 1 and 3 only. It can't be anything else. Either this is 1 and this is 3, or this is 3 and this is 1. Now I don't know which is which, but I do know that those 2 squares can only contain 1 and 3. Now what? Okay, so we go 8 blocks up here, 8 blocks down there, and now we know that this is 1 and 3, so this has to be an 8 in this square here. Now it wasn't my intention to show you that, but since that's how it is, that's how it is. I'm showing you a slightly more advanced game this morning on the beginner level. I don't normally I try not to do that, but I'm going to show you something else. Since we're in the mood to do that, I'm going to continue in that vein. You're getting the beginner level game here, but you're getting a slightly more advanced way of doing it. Not very advanced, but a slightly more advanced way of looking at these grids. Okay, so I just showed you that 1 and 3 have to be in those squares there, right? Now I'm going to show you something else. Now we've got 6 and 8 in this row here. So 6 blocks across here like this, and 8 blocks across here. In fact, I don't need to do it like that. Okay. Oh, I am going to show you anyway. 6 and 8 block across here like this, right? two numbers that are not in this block here yet, and that means that 6 and 8 are going to be in those two squares there because they can't appear in those squares there. Now in fact I can give you both of those in a minute, but I wanted to show you how we can look at the grid. So if 6 and 8 block across here like this, and we know that these two white squares contain 6 and 8. Yes, I know which is which, but I'll come to that in a minute. We would know that this square and this square cannot be 6 or 8 because they are limited to those squares there. So this has to be 7 and 9, which are the remaining numbers for this block. I hope this is not too complicated for you. But only 7 and 9 can fit into those two remaining squares because these squares are 6 and 8. Now in fact I can actually show you that 6 blocks across here, 6 blocks down here, so that is a 6. And now 8 blocks across here, and that is an 8 there. And now we've got 9 blocking up here, that puts the 9 into that square, and the 7 goes here. Now if any of this is too fast, because you've really never played any games of Sudoku before, I would recommend, I would say, please just rewind the video, watch it again, until you understand that point. It's really not that difficult, and once you've seen it, it will be the key to playing a lot of the harder games that are on this channel. The really super easy level game only appears usually on a Monday morning. The other games get to be more difficult, but you'll have a good technique there that you can use. Now we've also got 2 blocking across here, 2 blocking across here, and 2 blocking up here. So up here, this must be our 2. I hope you're getting the idea. Now 2 blocking down here, there's 1 empty square, 2 goes there, 2 blocks across here, 2 blocks down here and down here. That gives me a 2 in that square there, 2 blocks across here and 2 blocks across there, and that gives me a 2 there. And now that's the end of digit 2. What do I mean? Well, if you check, remember every block, every row and every column must have each number between 1 to 9. So this block has 2, this block, here, 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 there and there. So every block has 2. Every column, you'll notice, has a 2. We go through and check, and every row has a 2. So that's it. All digit 2s are now found. We don't need to concern ourselves with digit 2 anymore. Goodbye digit 2. So all we have to do now is find the other 8 numbers in every place. So we just have to, get back to the drawing board, get back to looking at things. Now, how do you go about looking, if you're facing this kind of stuff? You can go through each number. If you're playing on a computer and you highlight like this is one way of doing it. That's how I noticed the 1s and the 3s there. That's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is look for where there are a couple of empty squares, only say 2 or 3. So for example, in this column there are only 2 empty squares, and see what's missing. Now we've got 2, we don't have a 1 anyway, so we know 1 is one of the missing numbers. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but there's no 8 here. So we know that these 2 squares, the missing, we've got 9 down here of course, the missing numbers must be 1 and 8. Those are the only 2 numbers left from this series of 1 to 9 here. Now we've got an 8 blocking this square here, so we know that that can't be 8. So then that must be 8, right? And it's always that must be is the way to think about Sudoku. That must be. If there's a language that we could explain, it's that must be. And so now we know that that's 1. So like I said, if you've got 2 or 3 numbers missing, good idea to look. And let's see what's missing from here. We've got 1, 2, 3. We don't have 4. And we don't have 5 in this column. So we know that these 2 blue squares can only contain 4 or 5. So we look around, we look up and down here like this for any 4s or 5s, or we look within the blocks for any 4s or 5s, and we say, no, we can't find any. So I can't solve these 2 squares right now. We have to come back and look at them later. There are only 3 empty squares in this row. Let's see what we've got. We've got 1, 2, 3. There's no 4, there's no 5. We've got 6, 7, and 8, so the other missing number must be 9. So these 3 squares contain 4, 5, and 9. Now, can we do anything about this? Yes, we can. Can we see anything with the 4s? No, we have no idea about 4s at the moment. How about the 5s? Well, we've got this 5 blocking this square. So we know that 5 is either in this square or this square, but that's all we know. So that's no good, because that's not going to help us perfectly, is it? So let's just not worry about that. Now how about the 9? Well, we've got this 9 which says that this cannot be 9 here because we've got 9 here. But we've also got a 9 here, and that means that this square here can't be 9 because within the block numbers can appear once only. So this square can't be 9, this square can't be 9. So over here, that's our 9. Now we take that 9 that we just placed, and 9 blocking down here, 9 blocking down there, 9 across there. That gives us a 9 there. We've also got 9 blocking up here and 9 across there. That gives us a 9 there. So a good idea to follow one digit around if you can. See it as far as you can take it. It's often a good idea. So now we know that the 2 remaining digits here are 4 and 5, but we don't really have any information about 4 or 5 yet, so we leave that. But there are 3 empty squares here. Let's see what's missing in this block. We've got 1, 2, 3. We don't have 4, we don't have 5. We've got 6, but we don't have 7. So we know that these 3 squares are 4, 5, and 7. Does it help us? No, I can see the 7, meaning this can't be 7. But 4 and 5 down here, no real information. So we have to abandon that. We have to just leave it. Say sorry, we'll come back later. We're not getting anywhere with that. So the next place to look, there are 3 empty squares here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have 5. We don't have 6. And we don't have 7. So when we see 6 in this block here, we know that neither of these 2 squares, you remember this whole block is now banned from being a 6 because of 6 here. So we know that 6 must go there. And the other numbers were 5 and 7. And can't get that yet, but I can see the 5 blocking across here. That's going to give me a 5 in that square there. Like I said, 5, 7, no, I don't know which is which. No information up or down that will tell us. And now we've only got 3 squares left in this block here. We've got 1, 2, 3, we don't have 4, 5, 6, we don't have 7 and 8. So 4, 7 and 8 are in this square, these 3 squares here. And that's good because when we ask ourselves, this square here, can it be 4? No. Can it be 7? No. So it must be 8, right? Because both 4 and 7 are in the same column and block this from becoming 4 or 7. So we know it has to be an 8. Now we've got the 7 blocking up here, so that's the 7, and that's the last digit, which is a 4. This block is now complete, this block is complete, this column is complete. Where do we go now? There are 3 empty squares in this column. 1, 2. We don't have 3, we don't have 5, and we don't have 6. 3, 5, 6 are missing up here. Now, hopefully you've spotted that 3 and 6 are together. So if this square can't be 3, can't be 6, then it must be a 5. There are also 3 empty squares in this column. Let's see what's missing. 1, 3, 8 are missing in this column. 1, 3, and 8. We've got a 1 blocking here, so we know 1s are in those squares. And we've got 3 blocking there, and we've got an 8 blocking there. So we can't say from that information, but I noticed we do have a 1 blocking across here and down here, so we've got 1 in that square, and we'll take that 1 across here and 1 across there and 1 down there. And there's a 1. So sometimes when you're looking for something, you see something else. If that's the case, you should do it immediately. Alright, now here's the last technique that I want to show you, which is useful. Like this, like this. Okay, we see 1's blocking up here, and that would apparently leave us with 2 empty squares up here. And we would say, well, we don't know where the 1 is, but in fact we do. We do, you say? But you don't actually speak out loud, right? And I say, yes, we do, actually speaking out loud. And how is that? Well, okay, it's like that. It's like this. We know in this particular block, we've got 1 blocking up here, and we've got 1 blocking across here like this. So in this block, what do we know? we know that 1 is either here or there. Which square is it in? I don't know, but it's either here or there, because it can't be in this square because of this one. It can't be there because of this one. So because we know 1 is here, we know that anything in this row is not allowed, and if 1 is there, the same thing applies. So we know that 1 can't be in this row at the top. So that means that this square cannot be 1, and that leaves just one opportunity to place a 1. It must go there. Now we have our 8 blocking this square, and now we can finish this column because 8 goes at the bottom there, and I can't remember what it was now, but 3 it was, I think, goes at the top there to finish the column. Well, making good strides forward. What's missing down here? 3 and something, so the 3 blocks down there, there's the 3. I didn't even get to see what the other missing number was because I immediately spotted the 3 blocking there. Now I'll look to see what's missing. It's a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have 6. So we know that that's a 6. Now 6 blocks across here and down there. That gives me a 6 in that square there. If this has been useful to you, please click the like button, as YouTubers ask you to do all the time. I don't often ask people to do that, but you know, it does help, so thank you very much if you've clicked the like button. 8 blocks across here. If this has explained Sudoku to you in a way that seems to be fairly easy, I did that quickly without speaking because you can see there's only the 8 blocking across there, and the last digit there is a 4. And there's a 4 missing from this row here because it's the last number. We've got everything else. Right, so we've got most of this stuff. There are 2 empty squares in this row. What's missing? We've got 1, 2, 3. We don't have 4. And the other missing number is 7. So we've got 7 blocking there. So that must be 7. And that must be 4. Now we've got 4 blocking up here, blocking up there. There's our 4. 4 blocking across here and across there. There's a 4. 4 blocking down here. 4 across there. There's a 4. Now 2, 4 and 6 are completed digits. We don't need any more 2s, we don't need any more 4s or any more 6s. I see there's just 1 empty square here, so we can get that, of course, because we've got all of the other 8 numbers. The missing number is 7. And now we can get this, the last number in this block here. 1, 2, 3, it's a 5. 5 blocks across here, that gives us 5 down there. And we need a 5 in this column down here to finish it off. And now for this row, the missing number is 3. And for this column or this block, of course it's the same number. The missing number will be 8. Or is 8, I should say. Seven blocks to the top up here, that gives us a 7 here. And the last number there is a 1. And now we've got 1 blocking down here. 1 blocking up here and 1 blocking across there, so that means this is a digit 1. That's finished. I'm just going to click on digit by digit now. We still need 3 blocks across here and down here. There's a 3. 3 blocks down here, there's a 3. That's finished. We need 1 more digit here. That's a 9. And we have 9 blocking across there. There's our 9. We're almost done. 7 blocks down here. That gives us a 7 in that square. And the last number here is a 5. And we also need a 5 to finish the game by placing it there. So that's our easy level Sudoku puzzle, our basic Sudoku puzzle, how you play Sudoku, and in a simple way without any real without any guessing, and just using basic logic. Thank you for joining me. There are lots of other easy level games on this channel, hundreds of them actually, so you can click on the playlist for easy level games. Thank you for joining me. Bye bye.